It's getting scarily close to a year now that I've been using Android products and making videos for this channel. Before then, I was completely neck deep in the Apple ecosystem. And now I've used phones and tablets from nearly all of the main Android manufacturers, and I swap freely between iOS and Android throughout the day, every single day. And there's some things I still love about Apple, definitely. But there is 5 things which I now love about Android. So much so that I do really miss them when I pick up my iPhone. So let's go through them one by one. If you're new around here, hi, I'm Carl. I'm not some trendy tech YouTuber. I'm a very busy dad of young kids with a full-time job. I love tech, but I'm not that interested in the numbers or the tech specs. I'm interested in how it would actually slot into your life and the features you're going to actually use day to day. First up at number 5 is the amount of options when it comes to smartwatches. With iPhones, you only really get the Apple Watch. Sure, there are Fitbits and Garmin's, but they're really just fitness trackers, even the fancier ones. For actual smartwatch functionality, really the only choice that makes sense is the Apple Watch. And the Apple Watch is great, don't get me wrong. But it's more about the looks. It looks the way it looks. It doesn't look bad, but there's no variety. Whereas on the Android side, a Pixel watch looks dramatically different to a OnePlus watch, which looks dramatically different to a Samsung watch, which looks different to a Xiaomi watch, and so on, and so on, and so on. And yes, you might not get the full feature set of the watch without pairing it with that same brand's phone, but you get most of the important ones, and it's definitely a step up over something like a Fitbit, which is much simpler. I love watches and I love choice, and yes, it shouldn't matter too much about how it looks, but with watches it kind of does. Watches have always been as much of a fashion statement as they have a practical choice, and there's definitely more choice with Android than with Apple. At number 4, I have notifications. Now this is a complicated one as each brand does things a bit differently, but overall I just feel like the notifications that I get on Android phones are clearer than on iOS. I've never really liked the morning summaries which iPhones do. They don't summarize anything really, they just give you a bunch of notifications all clustered together which you don't really want, and you can't see what's in them without opening the cluster up. And I love that Android phones have this nice simple button at the bottom to clear all notifications. It's only notifications, once they're cluttered, get rid of them and start again. It just all feels much simpler to understand and keep clear and organized on Android. And that's what you need notifications to be like. They shouldn't get in your way. At number 3, I've actually put the Google Discover tab, which is one of the things about Android which surprised me the most. Coming into all of this, I thought I would hate the Google Discover tab. I thought this was everything that was wrong with Android. Shoving ads and things that you don't want to see down your throat. I want to choose what's on my phone, not have random things shown to me by Google right there on my home screen. But yeah, I'll hold my hands up. I couldn't have been more wrong. It's easily become one of my favorite features, and I probably flick through it at least once every day. I find that it has become really good at learning what kind of news and articles I am genuinely interested in. Mine is now this mixture of tech news, gaming news, some film stuff, some general news from the BBC, things like that. Just it changes each day, and that's why I keep checking it. And yes, there are a few ads, but they're normally relevant ones, so you don't really notice them so much, and certainly they don't ever annoy me. And you do get some control over what you see. For example, I've blocked content from a few websites which are really clickbaity in their titles and are always hugely disappointing when you actually open up the article. So I blocked them. I find it really useful and enjoyable to flick through this page. And I also actually like that it's built right there onto the home screen rather than inside an app. Technically, I can get this on the iPhone with the Google app. And it's exactly the same, with the same feed, the same algorithm, the same articles are going to show up. But I just find I use it significantly less when it's inside an app like that, rather than on my Android phones, where swiping to the left of my home screen, it's just there straight away. So yeah, I was wrong, and I'm a big fan of the Google Discover feed. Something I do on every Android phone that I use is change the grid on the home screen to be 5 icons instead of 4, and change the display size or text size down a bit normally. Now this is obviously personal preference, that's just how I like it to look. And you can get much more in one page doing it this way. There's more room to customize the way things look within your layout, but My point isn't that a grid of 5 icons is better than 4. It's just what I like. My point is that I've got the option to do that. And there's so many different examples of that, from different launchers altogether to more customization over the lock screens and animations and so on. I don't do normally any of that stuff. I keep that pretty simple. But you can do what you want. You can do all of that stuff if you want to do all of that stuff. iOS has more customization than ever before, but it's still nothing like what you get on Android. And even my super simple customization, choosing to have a grid of 5 rather than 4, even that, it makes my iPhone feel like it's less mine when I pick it up. And it's just got these huge, giant-sized, child-sized icons now. I care about it way more than I thought I would before I tried it on Android. But then at the top of my list is the back button. Or I suppose I should call it the back gesture, because I never actually use the physical buttons, I always use the gestures. But this is easily the thing that I miss the most when I pick up my iPhone. And it's such a simple, small thing, and it's been talked about to death for years and years and years now. But it's important. I love Apple. I've been an iPhone user primarily for all of my adult life. I'm very used to the way that Apple do things. But I'm sorry. Having a gesture to go back from anywhere in the same way every time, it's just better. It just is. Of course, you can use iPhones perfectly fine without it, but once you're used to it, it's so frustrating going back to an iPhone. Yes, I have to reach up to the top of the phone less with it on Android, but it's not really about that, I don't think. I think it's more about just being able to mentally forget about it. It just becomes second nature. You touch something that you want to open on the screen, and then you swipe from the side of the screen to go back a step. It just goes back to that natural human instinct stuff, which Steve Jobs talked about when he first introduced the iPhone with its touchscreen. This is what Apple are normally amazing at. But with this, Android are just doing it better, in my opinion. And every time I pick up my iPhone now, I do try and swipe from the right of the screen to go back at least once while I'm using it. It's already become that ingrained in me, and I've been using iPhone far longer than I've been using Android. And that happens, I would say, every single day without fail. So there we go. That's my list of the top 5 things I miss about Android when I go back to my iPhone. But what are your favorite features of iOS or Android? Let me know down in the comments. Right, I've got to change my kids' bedding before the end of my lunch break, so I've got to go, but thanks for watching.